Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel Aalloillaknit. Aalloilla means on the waves. My name is Reetta. I am a knitter from Finland and this is my knitting podcast, knitting related channel. And today I wanted to talk about my fall knitting plans and thoughts about fall knitting. It's the beginning of September and the weather is finally starting to cool down, and I'm very excited. I do like summertime, but I like fall time more. I like when the weather is a bit cooler and it is easier for me to be alive. When it's not that hot, I don't function well in the heat, so I really appreciate the cooling weather and rain. I really love rain, and yeah, so this is basically my favorite time of year. What comes to weather, but also what comes to clothing and knitting. So I am very, very, very excited. And I'm wearing my new Lona top by Aalloillaknit. I showed this in my previous podcast episode. This was a finished object, so I have now woven in the ends and I really like it. This is Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the colorway Copper, and in my last video I was wearing a light blue sweater, which was one of my summer knits, and as much as I like that one, when I watched that video, I came to the conclusion that which I have thought of before also, that I think I look better, or warmer tones suit me better than cool tones. My skin is my complexion is more of a warm tone and more like leaning towards yellow or olive, so I do think that warm neutrals and colors like this suit me better, in my opinion, and I feel more comfortable wearing them. So yeah, this is my this is a summer top, but I think this suits this pre-fall, beginning of fall season very, very, very well. And I've been seeing a lot of these fall knitting plans videos. I really enjoy watching them, and then also I've seen a few people do these knitted capsule wardrobe videos, which I also enjoy watching. Is my camera a bit crooked? Okay, sorry, I adjusted my camera a little bit. I think it was a little bit off center, or I'm still not in the center of the picture, but anyways, the camera was forget about that. Let's move on. Where was I? Yeah, so the capsule wardrobe videos, knitted capsule wardrobe videos, I've been enjoying those as well. And my friend Heidi from Hey DIY Knitting Podcast did one which I really enjoyed watching. For example, I really highly recommend you go check her channel out. This week I have started to go through my wardrobe, put summer clothes away to storage and then take more of these fall and winter clothes out. I'm still keeping, for example, these knitted tops for a while in my closet. I think these are nice for the beginning of fall, but like summer dresses and stuff like that I'm putting away. And as I'm doing so, I'm going through my existing wardrobe, both knitted and non-knitted, like my regular clothes and then my hand knitted items. And when I'm going through them, I have been trying to determine like what defines my style, what would I like to have more, what would be like the center points of my style, what would I like to include in my capsule wardrobe. And I have been in the recent years very into the more minimal side of things and getting rid of, like selling and donating a bunch of clothes I don't really wear, and really trying to narrow it down. And I have found that it is way easier for me to get dressed and really even know what I like, what kind of clothes do I like when I have less of them. When I had my closet full of clothes, I always had the feeling that I have nothing to wear. But now when I have less clothes, I feel like I have a bunch of things to wear. So I'm not there yet where I would like to be, or I'm not in no means like a special or an expert in a minimal or a capsule wardrobe, and I still have a lot of clothes, more than one person really needs, and I still do buy new things and add new things to my wardrobe, buying or making them myself. I usually try to buy things secondhand and really think, what do I need, or what do I really want to add into my wardrobe? And that is something I'm trying to do with my knitwear as well. When I'm deciding what I want to knit, I don't want to knit just a bunch of things that I would then end up not wearing. I want to really pick my projects intentionally and like curate my dream wardrobe, and craft everything with love, with intention, and then wear them and care for them as much as I possibly can. So that is the direction I am striving to go, but I'm no means perfect and I'm still on my journey. So a disclaimer. But yeah, so I have been going through my wardrobe and then thinking of, okay, like what do I want to knit this fall, this season, because I know I do want to knit things for myself. That's my dear hobby, and that's what I like to do, that's what I love to do, and I love to wear things I've made myself. So I'm definitely going to add things to my collection. And as I'm going through my clothes, I also try to see what are the basic defining words for my style or my wardrobe, so that when I then add new things, I can make sure that they follow the same lines and really go with multiple pieces I already own and sort of blend in with my existing wardrobe and existing pieces of clothing, so that they are easily incorporated into my wardrobe. you could really have a drinking game out of my, how many times I say wardrobe or style in this video. So go ahead, have a sip of water every time I say one of those things, so you will keep yourself hydrated as we go along. So I haven't really been able to determine a name or really defining words for my style. I'm not that good at describing things, but I'd say my style is pretty neutral, and I like that minimal aesthetic, and I like the coastal grandmother type of vibe, especially in the summertime. I use a lot of white linen and very breezy, light pieces of clothing, but of course that's not the most practical thing in Finland when fall and winter approaches, because there's a lot of rain and mud, and the weather is getting quite cold. And I really do like also that a bit more, I don't know, edgy look, like having a bit more darker colors. Like I really like to wear black during the fall and winter especially, and then other kinds of fabrics, for example denim, and then like leather jackets and leather boots and stuff like that, which I don't really wear in the summertime. So yeah, those would be maybe some words to describe my style. So then to the knitwear. After a long intro, the knitwear I like to wear is also very neutral. I typically prefer very neutral colors, which is funny because now I'm wearing this rust color, and in my previous episode I was wearing a blue sweater, and these are like probably the two most colorful pieces in my wardrobe. Otherwise I have pretty much white, beige, shades of brown and black, and I love it. I love all the neutrals, and as you can see here are some of my swatches. You can see a color theme there, and then I like my sweaters to have quite a bit of positive ease. Right now I have maybe more of those not fitted, but with a little bit less positive ease. And I love those pieces, but right now I would maybe want to add a few pieces with more positive ease and more of the oversized look, while still being pretty minimal and neutral in design and color. And I feel like I need more basics what comes to knitwear. I have some color work and textured knits, which I do really love, but I find myself dreaming of and wanting to add some just plain stockinette oversized things as well. And then here I might have mentioned, I could mention that cardigans are not really my thing. I don't like wearing them. I have a few, maybe one right now. I have one cardigan in my wardrobe, and I use it very seldom or almost not at all. If I want something for layering or to keep open, I usually go for button-up shirts. So cardigans are not really my thing, although I know they could be practical and I like the look of them on other people, but I just can't see myself reaching for one. So maybe someday I will knit a basic cardigan to add to my collection and hopefully then get wear out of it and see how wonderful cardigans really are. But for now, not on my to knit list. But what I would like to add to my knitted wardrobe is knitted tops. I wear sleeveless tops all year round, but I would like to, after like September, to put away these like silk and linen tops, which are more of a summery garments for me. And I'd like to add like a woolen tops to wear under those button-up shirts and with jeans or something like that. I would really like that. So oversized sweaters and knitted tops are two on my to knit wish list. And then also accessories. I have been neglecting them these past few years. I haven't really knitted, well, I have, but mostly for other people, accessories, and I feel like I forget to use them, but now I would really like to add a few nice pieces into my collection, so that when I feel the need to wear like a beanie or mittens or a scarf, I could have something to grab. And I think those are very practical here because, again, the cold weather, and we live here near the seaside, so it's quite breezy here. So yeah, I really would need those. So those are maybe the 3 types of things I would like to knit this fall. So the oversized sweaters, some knitted tops, and then accessories. And I have a few specific patterns in mind or ideas. For the accessories, I would love to knit like a big white scarf, like long, maybe just ribbed scarf. I have been looking at I think it's the Strikke Cafe scallop scarf. I might remember wrong, but it might be that one. I'll put maybe a picture here. I really like that style, so that's one thing I like to knit myself. And then maybe just the basic 1x1 ribbed beanie, or a couple of them. I think I'd like a white one, and then to go with this scarf, and then like a brown or beige one. So yeah, and then then for the sweaters, a few specific patterns I want to knit up are the Storm sweater by Petite Knit, and then the Obba sweater by Ikyo Knit. And if you have been following me here on YouTube or over on Instagram, you know that I have both of those on my needles already, and I shared in my last video a little sad story about my obba. So I already knitted one up, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted, so I'm going to rip that out or frog that, and then I have casted on another version of that. And I know neither of those are really not that like super basic, just stockinette. The Storm sweater has a lot of texture, but I'm using a very neutral light beige creamy white color, so it is pretty basic. And then the obba is a colorwork sweater, but I think it has a very nice minimal look to it anyway, and I'm knitting that one very oversized. But then I would like to, besides those two, to have one just like maybe a plain white stockinette oversized sweater. That would be very nice to add to that list. And well, I'm trying to clear my needles as well, so I want to finish the Storm sweater and the obba before I cast on anything new. And then for the knitted tops, a specific pattern I have in mind is the Capsule number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, which is a more recent release of hers. I think it's the most recent top pattern. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just that stockinette with a quite high neck and double knitting on the edges. I think very nice, very simple, minimal design, and I think that would be just perfect into my wardrobe and my style. And I'm already dreaming of knitting like a beige or brown color, and then maybe a white one. I think that design is just so nice. And then I'd like to use some wool, linen, silk blend yarn I have in my stash to knit up like a woolen bralette thing, or more of a bralette style top to wear like under those white button-up shirts. I'm looking at the yarn, it's behind my camera on a shelf there. Should I grab it? Maybe I can grab it. So it's this one from Marka Garn, a very nice brown color. This was 50% wool, and then 25 linen, and 25% silk. I showed this on my spring knitting plans video, and I didn't have the I didn't end up casting this on, so I hope I have the chance this fall, and well, maybe winter time if I don't get to it this fall. But yeah, that's my plan for this yarn. So yeah, those are the things I would love to add to my knitted wardrobe. And then one other knitting plan for the fall, or something I would like to even just cast on during this season, is this Slender style sweater for my boyfriend, because I have some yarn in his stash, some scrap yarns that go together well enough that I could use those up. He would really like to have like also a bit relaxed, oversized fit to wear at the cabin, at the summer cottage, and at the boat and stuff like that. I've knitted him 2 sweaters already, and he does wear them quite a lot. I've knitted him like a plain dark gray one, and then a colorwork sweater with a colorwork yoke, but I would really like to knit that Slender style sweater for him. I have one for me, so it would be nice to match. So yeah, that's also a knitting plan for the fall. I don't have a deadline for that one, or he doesn't need it for this fall or anything, so that's not the #1 priority because I'm a selfish knitter. So I am prioritizing the knits I do for myself and the knits I want to add into my personal wardrobe and personal style, so he can wait, but I'll get to that at some point. I am so excited for the fall and for all my knitting plans, and for this season in life in general. I have finally completed my studies. Last Christmas I graduated and became a physiotherapist, and then I have during the spring I specialized in maternity physiotherapy, and I've been an entrepreneur for 4 years now, beside doing that on the side as I went to school. But now when I'm done with school, I can focus on my job, and so I've been working as a sports massage therapist for 4 years as an entrepreneur, and I'm just adding the maternity physiotherapy into my practice, or I have already added during the summer. So, but I am very excited to start really the fall season and start working more full-time, because at summertime I had vacations and I didn't work that much. So exciting things on my personal life as well. I'm very excited for those things. And the cold swimming season is approaching, which is the best time of year. Or one of the things that makes this time of year my favorite is the cold swimming season. And I think that the fall is my favorite time of the year to swim outside, because when the winter comes and there's like ice, I like ice swimming too, but somehow there is such a nice feeling when there's still like the sea is open and there's no ice. The water is still, I think it's as cold as when the ice finally comes, but there's just a different kind of feeling when there's no snow and no ice, and there's still some colorful leaves on the trees, and you can just go have a dip in the sea. I hope you are doing well, and thank you so much for tuning in and spending some time with me. And come say hi over on Instagram at Aalloillaknit, and I would really appreciate if you like this video, you would consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, and maybe leave a comment. What are you most excited about this upcoming fall, or what are your fall knitting plans? I'd love to know, and I'd love to know more about you guys there watching. Yeah, so that's all from me today. Thank you again so much for watching and being a part of my knitting journey. Bye guys.